Justin, we talked about this here. He said he felt like in the second half you were really in a flow, and it was like anything he called, he knew it was going to work. You know, what's the key to carrying that momentum over into this next game?
Yeah, just doing the same thing we did in the second half. You know, coming out. Of course, we want to start faster than we did the first half, and yeah, just doing the same thing, and of course, minus some mistakes, but execution. Run game was flowing pretty well. Second half too. Play fast, stuff like that. So as long as we do that, we'll be fine come Sunday night. So.
Did you feel that turning at some point where, okay, now things are...
I mean, yeah. I think everybody on the team knew us. I know us as an offense knew that. We were just hurting ourselves on the offensive side of the ball. So it was just a matter of time before, we started, to get things going and stuff like that. But like I was saying, we want to emphasize on starting faster and maintaining that throughout the whole game.
Is there a moment or a play in the second half when you realize, like, oh, we're locked in now, this offense is moving the way it should?
I think Darnell's play kind of gave us some juice a little bit. When he stiff-armed the guy and jumped over him, I think that got us rolling a little bit for sure.
Did you know he could hurt him like that?
I think I might have seen him do it once, but really just the guy doing it, his size and just the athleticism, that takes. That's pretty impressive for sure. It's really impressive.
What does that second half do for confidence? How does that, you mentioned carry over, how does that part carry over into this?
Confidence? Yeah. I think we all have it at the end of the day. We know what we can do on the offensive side of the ball. I know I'm super confident in all of my guys, the receivers, running backs, O-linemen, tight ends. So, it does, I guess, a lot for our confidence, but we're already confident, if I'm being honest with you.
Justin, the Colts run blitz you guys a lot with the different pressures they were sending, which was something that they've done a lot this season. How do you guys counter that in the future when teams are trying to do that? Maybe different ways that you guys can respond to that?
Just anticipating situationally. Another pattern, start of their patterns, and kind of anticipate that using snap count a little bit to try to get it uncovered a little bit earlier. But if not, you just got to adjust on the run and get the play started, at least in the run game for sure.
Last weekend against Atlanta, you were particularly good at targeting George and getting the ball and opportunities to make plays. How do you sort of walk that line of giving him a chance to make plays, maybe when he's still a little bit covered, but not forcing the ball? You seem to have found a pretty decent medium there.
Yeah, just knowing the situation, I think it's more of a feel thing. I don't even think you can explain it really, but just that feel in the game, where he might haven't gotten the ball intermediate, or it's time for a big play to be made, and that's when we need one from the outside. So I think it's more of a feel thing rather than, all right, I'm going to go GP right here, right here, right here. It's kind of a feel thing. You see specific, coverage they give you on the back end, or specific matchup you might get with him one-on-one. That's the time you want to take your chances up and throw a shot up to him, or get him individualized route or something like that.
So Justin, how do you take your good performance you had in the second half from the last game and start fast for the game against Dallas?
Yeah, you just can't warm up to it. Like Coach T always says, you can't wait for the first thing to punch your mouth before you really get going. So we want to come out the gate rolling, coming off the ball with energy, get the run game going early, and play off of that, to be honest with you. So, like I said, just having that same mindset coming into the game and not really warming up to competition, as Coach T always says. So.
Justin, when it comes to 17 completions on 20 pass attempts to Pat, pretty similar number with the other tight ends. What makes that work so well? Is it what the defenses are giving you with the tight ends, or is it just something?
I think it's just taking, what the defense gives you. Of course, you're going to have those times to where you got to take shots downfield and you're going to have to throw 50-50 balls. But I think the biggest thing is, taking what the defense gives us and throwing to them when they're open. So that's the biggest thing. I think the biggest thing, like you said, is just taking what the defense gives you and just trying to stay on script. So.
Is it something similar to off of play action? On a 4-game sample size, you guys haven't really been able to stretch the ball downfield just yet out of play action. What are you seeing so far? And I think you guys can get better at that.
Yeah, a lot of D coordinators are running a lot of shell on first and second down, trying to catch that play pass. So I think that's just going to come when we catch them, in the right coverage. To be honest with you, but we're fine taking completions too for 10, 12 yards and checking the ball down and Najee. So I'm fine with that. And but the biggest thing about taking shots downfield is not forcing them, just taking as they come. So.
Justin, Najee was saying that there were a lot of instances he felt that they were stacking the box in the run game. When you're in those situations, how much freedom do you have as a quarterback to, either alert into a different concept or alert into a different play or something along those lines?
just depends on the play call. Yeah, but if we have a run play call, then we're going to stick with that play call. But one thing I'm not going to do is, our offense doesn't really like that. I put my full trust in Arthur to, get us in the right play at the right time. So whatever he calls, I'm going to roll with it. But there are some plays that I can check into a different play versus a different coverage or a certain look. But most of our run plays, there's some cans on it depending on what look we get. But yeah, so it really just depends on the play calls, to be honest with you.
Is there a
You
little bit
mentioned
of
the trust
unknown here
that
with the Cowboys?
the trust that you have in Arthur. Do you feel that reciprocated? Do you feel his trust in you growing week after week?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot. Of course, we spend a lot of time with each other, just talking about what plays that I like in the game plan and stuff like that, looking at extra film and stuff. So definitely, feel that relationship coming along pretty well, and I definitely think, our trust is growing within each other. So it's good.
It's a little unknown here when it comes to anticipating what the Cowboys are going to do pass rush wise without Parsons and Lawrence. How do you accommodate for that as you practice this week?
Yeah, I think as much attention as we will be giving, Micah and Lawrence. If they were playing in the game, you got to give as much attention to, what Zimmerman might be doing over there when they're not in the game. So for me, I'm expecting them to pressure a little bit more than they usually do because with those two guys on the edge, you can rely on your four-man rush a little bit more. But of course, those guys are great players and they're not playing this game. So just expecting a little bit more pressure, and I'm just kind of playing off of that. So, but you never know. So just sticking to the rules and playing football.
Justin, Russ looks like he's getting closer to getting ready to go. Mike T's been vague with us about what the plan would be going forward. Whenever Russ is healthy, do you feel any extra pressure that you need to kind of show him, what you can do, and whenever that decision needs to be made, that you're the guy to put it?
Do I feel any extra pressure?
Yeah, you feel any extra pressure?
No, not really. I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing, and whatever decision he makes at the end of the day. So I can only control what I do in the field, but no, I'm just gonna go out there and keep doing what I'm doing.